Welcome back to Recruiting from the Bleachers. I'm your host, Michael Strange. It's good to be with you again. Well, I've been going to a lot of high school games, and it's that time of year again, and it's been a joy to see our student athletes in action, both girls and boys. It's been phenomenal basketball so far this year, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. But, I had an opportunity to overhear some conversations, and, I just wanted to take a moment to talk to coaches. I've been around this game long enough to hear the same frustrations from parents over and over again. And listen, this isn't about tearing coaches down. It's about real talk. It's about the realness of life. It's about helping coaches understand what families see, what players feel, and how trust gets built and broken. I'll say 10 things parents really hate when it comes to coaching, and I really hope that this is helpful to anyone that hears it. So let me start by saying this: benching players with no feedback. Let's start there, because this one hits home. If my kid is sitting, I need to know why. Don't just put them on the bench and leave it at that. Give them something to work on, some direction, because silence doesn't help anybody to grow. So give us direction as parents, what we can do to help our child to grow. And be real. Let me say this as well: yelling without teaching. Now, parents don't mind coaches with passion. We don't mind intensity. But if all you're doing is yelling without actual teaching, it feels pointless. So raise your voice if you need to, but raise the understanding level of the student athlete as well. And that ties right into this next one here: not explaining roles and playing time. Families want clarity. Kids want to know where they stand. And when a coach doesn't explain roles and how playing time is earned, it leaves everybody guessing, and guessing usually leads to frustration. So if a player is a post player and they need to just simply rebound, explain that. If you need them to bring it up, explain that. If you need them to play strong defense on the best player on the other team, explain that. And parents will appreciate that. The players will too. The parents understand, and the players will understand it as well. Sometimes it's a tough pill to swallow, but I think if you stay consistent as a coach, parents usually pick up on it, and they can convince their child, the best thing for them to do is to follow the coach's instruction. The other thing I want to say is just simply saying earn it without showing the process is pointless. We've all heard it. You've got to earn your time. But if you don't show the steps, the path, the process, then earn it becomes a moving target. And parents hate that because it feels unfair. And that filters down to the player as well. So give them some clear direction as to what you need them to do. And listen, fairness matters, which brings me to this: being inconsistent with standards. Listen, let me say this: one day the rules apply, the next day they don't. That inconsistency will erode trust. And parents want to know the standards are the same for every player, every time. Now, there are times when you may have Jordan rules, and if you've never heard of the book Jordan Rules, I would advise you to go take a quick look at that book. You may have a Jordan on your team, and that's fine. That happens from time to time. But for the most part, you're probably not. So just be fair, coaches, to the players, all of the players, and let them know that you appreciate all of them. And I think you'll get the most out of them when you show that type of passion and compassion for the student athletes. Showing favoritism. That is a big one. This is the fastest way to lose a locker room. And when it looks like certain players get special treatment, whether it's playing time, praise, or opportunities, it creates division. And I know there are some coaches with student athletes on the same team, and it's a difficult balance. And you have to stay aware that you've got to be balanced with your child. Any leaning left or right, and you could lose a couple of players. So you have to be careful with that. And if you want to talk about frustration, here's another one for you: poor communication or last minute changes. Listen, schedules matter, and families plan around practices. They plan around games and events. When communication is poor or changes come at the last minute, it creates simple chaos, and parents hate feeling like they're always scrambling. They get off work, they try to get the child, and they bring the child to the event. It can be very frustrating if things change and there's poor communication. So coaches, make sure you're communicating. I know. Sometimes you put it in the group me or you put it in the group chat and they don't look at it. Just simply do your best. One more thing I wanted to say, only developing the top players. Listen, every parent wants to see their child grow. And when coaches only pour into the starters or the stars on the team, the rest of the team feels left out. And you can lose the entire team with that concept. Development should be for everyone. Everyone should have the opportunity to grow, but just keep that in mind. And I know it's not a perfect world, but try to do your best as a coach and develop the student athletes as best you can. And here's the heart of it all, not building real connection. At the end of the day, parents want to know their child's coach cares, not just about wins, but about the person as well. When coaches don't build real connection, it feels transactional. And the parents hate that. So make sure you do the best that you can to develop the student athlete. The last thing I want to mention is this. Forgetting the bigger picture. Coaching isn't just about X's and O's. It's about shaping young people. And when coaches forget the bigger picture, parents feel like the whole experience is missing a heartbeat or missing some compassion. And listen, we all want to win. And when you win, everything feels better. The sun shines brighter and the tea tastes sweeter. But we have to make sure that we are showing compassion as coaches to all of our student athletes. Many coaches do a great job, and I applaud coaches for having to endure all that they do. Some of you are out there doing this for free. You're doing it just simply because you love the students. You love to see them grow. And listen, if no one else tells you, I appreciate that. And I'm sure the parents, at the end of the day, the parents and their families appreciate it as well as the student athletes. And we all can use more of that in our society today. And that's compassion for people and development and growth and patience as we all continue to grow and get better, whether it's sports or whatever you do. So here's the bottom line. Parents aren't asking for perfection. They're asking for clarity, consistency, and care. And if they can teach, communicate, and connect, then recruiting, development, and trust all fall into place. That's real coaches talk, real parent talk from a parent to the coaches and to the athletes as well. And that's what keeps families engaged and players engaged and programs strong, is when we care about each other and we look for development in each and every one of our student athletes and players. So listen, let me end by saying this: from the bleachers to the big leagues to the boardroom, let's keep cheering and steering our student athletes on to success. We'll see you next time.
That wraps up another episode of Recruiting from the Bleachers. I'm your host, Michael Strange, and I appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to join us next week for another insightful conversation. Stay connected with us on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube at Recruiting from the Bleachers. Like, share, and follow to keep up with the latest updates. And don't hesitate to leave your comments and questions. We'd love to hear from you. For a deeper dive into the basketball recruiting process, check out our book, Basketball Recruiting: A Parent's Perspective, available now on Amazon.com. Parents, remember, from the bleachers to the big leagues to the boardroom, let's keep cheering and steering our student athletes towards success. We'll see you next time.